Okay, so first of all, I could start by saying this is a video about Dollhouse, but you can already tell that from the title, so I'm gonna skip that. So for those of you who don't know, Dollhouse was a show by Joss Whedon that was on Fox from 2009 to 2010. The way that I got into it was I was watching Jimmy Fallon's show, and Eliza Dushku was the guest the day before Dollhouse premiered, and I recognized her from Bring It On. Now this is before that I watched any like sci-fi nerdy shows, so I don't know why her talking about Dollhouse made me interested in watching it, but for some reason it did, and I watched it the next day when it was premiering, and I was hooked. So the premise of Dollhouse is that it's a corporation that finds people that are in trouble or struggling with something in their lives, and they offer to erase the problem from their minds in exchange for using their bodies for 5 years. They do this by wiping their brains somehow. Science. They then imprint the people into the bodies. I say people because most of the people are created and pieced together from like parts of actual people's minds. The science guy uses his magic computer thing to like take parts of different minds and put them together, and then they use the like science chair thing to put that in the minds of the bodies, and they call these bodies actives or dolls. The dolls can be hired out by the disgustingly wealthy for essentially whatever they want, and because it's television and human nature, I suppose, the main use is sex. Personally, my favorites were the clients less focused on sex, like the dead woman solving her own murder, or the victimized child getting help from a grown-up version of herself. I don't know what I was thinking when I was 15 or why it appealed to me so much, but as years have gone by, I've gone through various opinions on the morality of the dolls. Some days I really like the idea of being able to not remember some things that have happened in my life, and so when people come to the dollhouse by their own free will, I don't really have a problem with that. But then there's those that are like tricked or cornered into the decision, and those feel kind of wrong. Of course, for the most part, Dollhouse holds their word about the 5 years and keeps their promises for a better life after. So would you volunteer to be a doll? Or, if you could afford it, would you hire one? So, this was my first really scripted video, and I was reading through most of it because I made really long sentences when I script it, so I need to not do that. I was reading them on Google Docs on my phone, but... So, leave a comment down below if you want, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you tomorrow.